Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay, so we're doing the VOD review for the Kalista here. Squirtle the OG. Starting out with the CS. Yeah, you're denying a couple of CS. So that's good. And it's good that you played back a little bit because Udyr could have level 2 ganked. I think by now you would probably expect him to be jungling, but never know. You'd probably be able to get a read off of your opponent though. Alright, so we're gonna watch the level 1 again. Yeah, I almost wouldn't have thrown those autos on those creeps. Let it stay a little bit more even. Uh, that way, whenever he's going for a CS, he's forced much further forward to try and get creeps, and then you can get free autos on him. So, Kalista versus Vayne, you should have the advantage at level 1. Then there's like some weird stuff in the matchup where Vayne is ahead in some ways, but it really depends on gold and items for the most part in this matchup. So you're actually like pretty close to full. I'd like to see you throwing a few more autos on the Vayne here. Rather than just CSing. And I don't have a problem with using Ren to secure a siege minion. That's fine. Good damage by Alistar. Pump to Ren. Yeah. Decent trade. Although you'd prefer to be hitting Vayne right now instead of trading with Alistar. He's doing his job. Ballsy. Okay, you should turn around right there. Yeah, you knew it. That was a mistake. Alright, so you're deciding to stay in lane. I might have backed actually if I'm that low, but you do have another creep wave coming in. You would have had to back right away. So I guess you're having an alright time CSing on tower. Alistar could probably be putting a little bit more threat on you. If he just walked towards you every once in a while, you wouldn't know when he's gonna combo. And that was a mistake, I didn't mean to do that. Hmm. Alistar might have been able to go for you. You got some decent damage off, but now you're I don't know if I would have committed to that so hard. And just don't run there, just save your mana. So Udyr was being kind of dumb, and he had to blow his ghost, but he gets out of there. Pesky Udyr. So Alistar's got kill pressure on you, right? He could have comboed you right there. So if him and Vayne were like on the same page, and he comboed you, you probably would have died there. And judging on how full health they both are, that would have been a pretty easy dive for them to pull. Yeah, especially with your summoners being down, that would have been really easy. So you don't want to go up that close to Alistar. So Riven get a double kill here. I think yeah, good target selection. I think your micro through this section here is pretty okay. Didn't really see too many mistakes. Your pathing looks kind of pretty crisp. So did pretty good damage to the tower. Got it a little bit below half health. I probably would have left it at half and just back so I get into lane quicker. So I wouldn't really call that a mistake, but if you stayed any longer than you did, then that probably would have been a mistake. So I probably would have left lane a little bit earlier. But yeah, they didn't actually shove it into tower, so Alistar just came over here and gives you a free kill, so that's actually a late run. You could have runned it a little bit earlier and still got the kill. Yeah, so it ended up working out well for you. And based on the Alistar pick, Hooter decides to gank top lane. Riven should have played that a little bit safer. Okay, so right off the bat though, you should know Nautilus, if he's got teleport, he's heading bottom because his top tower is low, and yeah, that was a mistake to walk that close to Alistar. Shouldn't have done that. And now you're choosing to trade onto him anywhere near his tower is a mistake. So yeah, you played that pretty cleanly. Not really seeing too many mistakes, but we'll go through it again. So right here we can see Nautilus can TP. Hooter is top though, so Hooter can't be bot lane for 40 seconds based on him having to recall in order to get to bottom lane in time, or he'd have to run through mid. But what he's probably going to do is go farm jungle, so you know it's not likely for him to be bottom. But Azir is TPing away from you right now, and yeah, Nautilus probably doesn't give a shit about that tower, like we were saying, so he's probably looking to come bottom, and you should know that as soon as that tower goes down. Okay, so Zillion getting the pink ward, so you're basically alone right now. And yeah, that's visual bug. Right here though. Yeah, he's been gone for about 8 seconds. You know he's got time to teleport in now. And you walked a little bit too close to Alistar there. So by the time you give him enough room to engage, it's already too late on Alistar. So right there, you should have walked up, or you should have been closer, and you should have just started hitting Vayne. See all the minions? They would have focused him down, and he would have taken like a quarter of his health there. Alright, so you gave them a little bit too much respect there. It was not enough respect, and then too much respect, and then not enough respect again. I mean, despite the misplay there, you still played this pretty well. I just would have autoed Vayne there. And now instead of engaging onto the Vayne, you have Alistar who you're trading with. And that's going to set him up for the combo here. So, looks like you're using only your hops to get away. You're using it for distance, which is correct. And you end up having to use Zillion Flash and your heal to get out of that, so... And then Nautilus just came out of nowhere. Like, if they had a little bit more coordination, they would have been able to catch you in the middle of the lane, and then Zillion ult wouldn't have been able to save you. Because if they kill you anywhere off of turret range, then you're probably dead. Like, if they had enough CC right here, then that's enough distance. After you get exhausted, you shouldn't have hopped forward there. You should have switched your damage onto Alistar and stayed up onto the left. If you had your flash there, then you would have been able to kill Vayne. After he made a positioning mistake, so... 2 positioning mistakes in a row cost you a kill. One by him, one by you. I had this split up into 2 videos because I didn't have time to watch it all at once. So you have like even CS with Vayne. I'd actually like to see you with like a bigger CS lead than that. Mainly you just didn't put enough auto attack pressure on him, so he was able to keep up in CS. I mean, I know having a Zillion isn't the greatest though, so I can understand why that lane went that way. Yeah, ideally you'll be able to carry a weak laning support. Alright, so yeah. As soon as you got exhausted, you shouldn't have been there. nevertheless. Good bait, I guess. Like, you knew that Warwick was there, so this is another easy kill. And Riven came in and cleaned up Vayne, so with you getting this many kills, then should be really good for you guys. But yeah, shit happens. So I want to say that's a mistake in positioning on the Uter there. So Azir trades 1-for-1 as like the only kill he gets this game pretty much. And the rest of this team fight just kind of starts from Uter being around mid. Okay, so auto and you get stunned right here. That was a mistake. You should not have jumped that way. You should have jumped down. See where Nautilus is? You're still out of range of him if you jump down there. And you can get an extra auto attack off, which would have secured the kill onto Uter here. So that's the mistake, to jump there instead of here. One more auto. But okay. Interesting decision to ult the Zillion right then. Alstars get tons of damage reduction, so shouldn't have even kept autoing him. You should have just ran. As soon as he was going for that re-engage, you should have known that the jig was up. Yeah, Riven coming in actually makes this a one fight, so Riven OP. Okay, so they should just get out here, and that's gonna get physical. So you should have respected Fizz. None of you guys should have been up there still. So that's 2 kills. And Azir's got 2 magic resist items, so he's like beyond worthless. He'll still do decent damage because it's Azir, but man, is that build path worthless. And he just got a fucking elixir. Oh no, he sold it. He got ruby. That build is really bad though. Okay, so Zillion should have known that that dragon wasn't able to be contested, so that he gives up a free kill. And I want to say you spent a lot of time at mid when you should have been off in the side lanes farming. Yeah, you should have honestly been farming top lane instead of being mid. Okay, so since you got caught, they decided to invade your guys' red buff, and Warwick uses his ult. So at this point in time, you guys basically lose the fight because the fizz damage. Two people took the fish, and they're winning this fight 4v4. So it was an even fight. Bane and you both weren't there, but presumably because you weren't there to back up Warwick at red, they get all you guys in that team fight. They get the red buff to get the top tower, and I want to say you got pretty lucky here. I don't know if I would have gone for that. Alright, so I don't know what you guys are planning on doing in the enemy jungle, but you probably should have backed, or you should be landing at bottom. Yeah, all this hanging around on mid, and Bane is able to get like 50 CS lead on you, so good save on Zillion. I don't know why he jumps back in, but this fight basically loses you guys the game because Bane was off CSing the whole time, and then as soon as he jumps back in, uh, yeah, now whatever lead you had is gone. Instead of being up by like 500 gold, now he's up 500 gold. Okay, so good damage there. And Zillion ulti was really worthwhile there, so as soon as that fight was turning, if you'd stayed a little bit closer to them, then you probably would have cleaned that up a little bit better. So this is the crazy fight. Everything's breaking loose. You had to blow flash, okay. Okay, so that's the not home guard. Azir's lucky to get away, so he ends up not getting away. And seems like maybe you're overcommitting, but maybe you know Zillion's gonna ult you, so right here, instead of hopping back, you should have known Warwick was coming up and jumped here instead. And then you can kill Alistar too if he comes up. So yeah, you were pretty low, but instead of jumping back, you should have jumped forward, and then you would have gotten all these kills instead of just 2. Warwick ults, he catches up to this guy. But the shield and the flash are enough to get Nautilus out, so not terrible, but a little bit better positioning, and you would have gotten Nautilus too. So you guys actually should have got this dragon cleanly. I don't know why it took you guys so long, but you guys overstayed, put too much emphasis on dragon. Uh, Azir shouldn't even be in that fight. Riven was just picking up kills. So Azir's just basically feeding now. And he's up to 9 deaths. Man, that build is terrible. Giant Spell, Negatron. Surprised he doesn't have Merc Juds. Okay, so he's finally getting some AP. Looks like he's gonna get Abyssal next. But honestly, he should have just gotten Nashers to try and dual fizz. Nashers and Danyas and Merlinomicon. Anyway, back to the Kalista here, so you catch Udyr. Vayne is still free farming bottom, so you decided to team play for most of this game, and you know it's not doing too bad for you. You got Last Whisper. I probably would have gotten Blade of the Rune King, Rune-Ins, and then BT. You probably should get Last Whisper after BT, just in case you need to get a defensive item as well. All this is going to change next season though, so I don't know how relevant item discussions right now are going to be in a couple months, so probably won't be at all. That is assuming all these 80 carry changes go through. Okay, so Bane's recalling, Fizz is recalling, shoved out the side lanes. But Warwick isn't here, so if Warwick is here, then this is a clean inhibitor, since he's at red. Causes you guys to get caught out here. Okay, so right here, just leave Zillion. Just finish the inhibitor and leave, like right now. Even if none of your team is following up, just leave. There's no point in time where that's good positioning from Zillion. Not even if he's got Zanyas. Okay, so he's instantly dead, and you're hopping around trying to do damage. You should have just left. And they are able to track you down. So what should have been a free tower or a free inhibitor, you guys just gave up an inhibitor for it. Or you would have if you didn't have super minions already coming in. So they do get bot tower though. Honestly though, the lost fight after the inhibitor is enough to lose you the game if you weren't already going to lose the game. So they catch Zillion out of position again. So Zillion did kind of throw this game, but you should be able to carry through that. So this fight gets split up. You should have focused Vayne. Really should have focused Vayne there. But okay, maybe you save Riven. Maybe in some games that's the right call, but as it is, Vayne is 11 and 6 now, and he's 50 CS up on you, so he's actually got more damage. If you'd gone BT, then you could probably duel him pretty easily. Okay, so Zillion's out of position again. He should have backed before this dragon. And I don't know if I would have pulled him in like that, but I mean, I guess it was okay. I think the main problem there was the positioning. He should have stayed closer to his ear. The main reason is because you know his ear's got that ultimate, so he can always peel for you if nothing else. So I can understand getting away from Uter, but you should have been closer to that wall. So right in the beginning, should have thrown attacks on their dragon. Would have helped Warwick out. Instead, he gets killed for free by Fizz and Vayne. And at this point, after you guys have focused their front line for so long, the enemy backline is tearing through the rest of your team. So after you put that many attacks on their front line, that was when you lost the fight. So right here, instead of going for this whatever this is, you should be hitting dragon. Look at all those people. Look at all the CC. Just hit the dragon. There's no reason to be over here, basically. If you kill the dragon, then Warwick doesn't even die here. You're trying too hard to carry this fight. Yeah, maybe Warwick should have peeled off Dragon and like thrown his ultimate down on one of those targets in front of you. Ideally, he would have ran over and ulted Udyr. That's what Warwick should have done, but since he didn't do that, then the correct call would have been for you to be closer to the wall. And you actually can queue over the wall here, so that would have been more preferable to your chosen positioning. And again, if you'd hit the dragon a few more times instead of trying to carry that fight, Warwick would already be done with dragon and not in the pit by himself. So you guys use too many cooldowns on their front line, and their back line is able to come in for free. So that's what happened. Stick closer to his ear, and that doesn't happen. You should be up here. You should be over by the wall, over the wall, or up here. Nautilus is basically 1v2ing you guys, and he's not even taking damage. Still though, if you stay with Azir, then you force everyone else into Azir's damage, and you know that he's got guaranteed peel for you. Only exception to that would be if they have a lot of AoE, and they're gonna wombo you. So Zillion ult basically doesn't do anything there since they have so much damage. And if you guys had been closer to Azir and Riven, then that fight would have been completely different. Instead of Vayne getting a Quadra, then Riven probably would have gotten Tripico. So, despite me saying that you guys lost the game here on like all these different fights, like they all contributed, they all could have been enough to lose you the game. But there were ways to win these particular fights, and you guys just didn't do it. So, not really much else to say other than that. And there's Fizz just being annoying, but they got Baron and he stalled you guys, so that's enough to win the game with Fed 80 carry. You were like more fed than him at one point. The big mistake was not going Bloodthirster. Third item. That's where I'm gonna end it.